Ilhan Omar. They want to know how she got all that money.
What your response is to the Oversight Committee launching an investigation into your net worth.
Getting into agents' faces as they walked back to their cars. Then, a few minutes later, some of the activists tried blocking off the agents and forcing the officers to get out to try to clear the road.
She suddenly, in 1 year, after being worth a few $1,000s, is now worth $30 million. Have you ever seen anything like that?
I don't know many people that go from 0 to 30 without having a legitimate business.
How many times must local and national leaders must plead with you, Donald Trump, to end this operation and recognize that this is not creating safety in our city?
Greg Bravino, secret police, private army, masked men, people disappearing, quite literally, no due process.
Her husband is in some type of finance business, but we don't know what it is. It doesn't appear to be private equity, doesn't appear to be venture capital. She won't answer any questions, but this business is in her husband's name. So we can investigate her husband, and we are going to do that.
This episode is brought to you by Kalshi, the largest prediction market in the US. Download the Kalshi app using the link in the description and use promo code FAMILY when you sign up to get $10 when you deposit $100.
And Kalshi's the only place where you can legally trade on these kind of events in all 50 states. You can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, win totals, player performances.
I mean anything. If sports isn't your thing, you can do elections, Bitcoin price swings, interest rate cuts, unemployment reports, even pardons on people. If it's in the news, chances are there is a market for it on Kalshi.
With the Super Bowl this weekend, Kalshi is the best platform to trade on the game's outcome. It has live odds that'll tell you what's the best trade to make and what team is most likely to win.
I really think that the Patriots are going to win it. So that's who I'm going with. And I think that that'll be a good trade. They'll end up making me a lot of money, guys.
So make sure you guys download Kalshi using the link in the description. The promo code is FAMILY. You will get $10 when you deposit $100. Again, use the link in the description and the promo code is FAMILY. Okay, so thanks to Nick Shirley, we got people out there doing real journalism. So somebody pulled up to the winery that Ilhan Omar's husband created.
Yes,
or they created together.
Yes.
So let's watch and see what happens here.
It's a shell business used to launder funds. I visited the principal address of ESTCRU Winery. This winery is co-owned by U.S. Rep of Minnesota, Ilhan Omar's husband, Timothy Manette, yet seems to allegedly be a shell business used to launder funds. Here we were informed that 40 plus wineries operate out of this location and that ESTCRU hasn't been a client for years. This is very strange because in 2024 they made about $15,000 and in 2025 it exploded to $5 million, yet they weren't producing any wine. By the way, no business license exists for ESTCRU at this address. The other wineries here are properly licensed and producing. Would have loved to try it to promote Ilhan's wine. Follow me for part 2.
That's a bombshell. Now, I thought they reported that it was closed a while back.
Yeah, they did say that. I did see that. But that's probably the part she's talking about. They're not producing any wine.
But I don't understand how they can have a business there on paper with no business license.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. So if the business does say it's still running, that is a huge problem.
They have no business license. It says, by the way, no business license exists for them at this address.
But is that now or was that ever?
Don't know.
That's the question.
I don't think the license would just disappear. You would have seen at least a past one or something. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. The internet doesn't know.
The internet.
That's why they pulled up to find out.
So let's see what happens here. But we all know it's fishy. I mean, regardless, how do you turn 15,000 to 5 million that quickly in a year? In any business, does that happen? No. But we know what's happening to the daycares. And we know what they're doing with the autism. We know what they're doing with all the fraud, saying that these businesses exist and they have no customers and they're getting millions of dollars. So let's just assume that she did it right here.
So let's see, this is Suite B. Again, that is the address where Ilhan Omar's winery is. You can see that a different winery is here, Punch Down Cellars.
What does this note say?
E Street Crew does not make wine here. They were a client many years ago and have ceased operation. Their operating address is linked to this address like all other client wineries because of state and federal filings. So I wonder what else they have to show for it. What do you think about that?
I think they're just trying to keep as much distance between them and their business and Ilhan Omar's as much as possible.
Yeah.
You guys just do a little more research before.
Well, yeah, that's what we're kind of doing right now.
Would you be so
But
kind
this
to
is,
tell us
do you know
about
what this place is?
No, that's why we came
It's a
down here.
custom crush place. A bunch of people use it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like renting instead of owning.
Yeah.
So,
I see.
so there's like about 40 of us in here
Okay.
making wine.
Yeah. It's
So-
we're just trying to like just figure out what is really going on. We see that
Next time, just call because there's nothing going on here. So.
The pastor told us that Punch Down Cellars makes wine for 14 different.
They don't make wine.
Or crushes.
Crush it and you hold it
We
for 'em?
no, we winemakers make wine in the same facility.
Oh, cool.
So-
Which because my family, we've been part of like members of like certain wineries and stuff. So is there like a high end brand that you guys like hold for or anything like that?
No, I don't own the place.
Okay.
I'm just one of the winemakers here.
Cool.
And there's a bunch of us
Yeah.
under one roof.
Awesome.
That's all.
What's your winery's name?
Well, I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
But it's not that much.
Well, yeah, obviously.
He didn't really seem very happy.
No.
Do they have people coming to check this place out or something that they needed to put a sign on it? I mean,
Probably.
I haven't noticed anybody
I would
else
imagine
online.
so because.
So if you were a winemaker or you have a wine, I would pretty sure you would want to promote it. And
Well, it doesn't make sense that they would make them all at the same place because then it's the same wine, right?
Yeah.
So why, if you as a business owner, if you own a wine business, and I want my wine to be better than your wine, why would we? I don't know. I don't understand this.
Maybe they have different recipes.
I'm actually just wondering. Don't know.
yeah, it seems fishy.
It's definitely fishy.
I mean, why was he so defensive if it was nothing? Maybe people are coming there, but they had the sign on the door. So people have been trying to figure out what's been going on. And everybody that they've been going to check out their business that's a part of this fraud, they all get defensive. That was pretty defensive. That's I guess that's the golden question. Is the place, are they still operating and still getting money? But in 2025, they got $5 million. So they must be operating.
I don't
Because in 2024, they made about $15,000. Last year, they made $5 million.
Yeah, there's no explaining that.
So they have to be still operating. So the problem here is,
This is their address.
and it's 40 plus wine. Oh, my bad. It's 40 plus wineries at this location. So is it? I'm thinking when you say I have a winery, what do they exactly mean? I'm thinking that
Well,
they.
the way he explained it, it looks like wineries rent that place to produce their products there. So they're trying to see if Ilhan's business was doing that because that's where they listed. But then there's no business license for them at that address. So then the question becomes, well, are they doing it there or not?
Yeah.
And based on his answer, it doesn't look like they're doing it there. So where did the $5 million go to if the place that they said they're making the wine, they're not actually doing it? I think that's the question.
Yeah, this is fraud. I'm just going blood. I just think it's fraud at this point because it's like if you're the business owner, he makes these different types of wines and he knows that the heat is really bad. Why would he want to close his business because of that? Because it's going to seem like
Ain't got
he
nothing to
allowed
do.
the fraud. You know? I mean, anybody in this facility, that's going to be bad for the people that own this or are creating the wine. It's going to just like nobody would want to make wine with this company anymore because it's going to be too much heat. So it does seem like that. Maybe they put the address and they just said they're doing a winery just like they did the daycares and they were receiving the money.
Most
straight
likely.
up.
I mean,
That's what it looks like.
she knows how to.
Cause when you tell me about a winery, I'm thinking like this is a place like a restaurant or something.
Well,
that
I've been to
people-
one. They have like.
different wines you taste or like what is a winery?
Yeah, but it's like one. It just confused me because it's like one company's wine.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. Like
Maybe they got different recipes, or maybe they like mass producing it and just putting different company labels on it.
That's basically what he was saying. Because
That's
they
why-
have 40 plus that operate at that location.
Well, maybe it's like 40 different wine recipes, bro.
Right, but then you would be able to find the business license for those companies there, but you don't see hers there.
yeah.
That's because they're not producing anything.
That's the point. So that should be illegal.
Yeah, they stealing
So they're
money.
getting.
Yeah.
Why are you getting funding from the government to start a winery?
Because he's in Congress.
It's a business.
No. But
SBA loan.
if I go and start a company, why would the government give me any money? I would
SBA
never
loan.
expect that.
They do that.
SBA loan.
Damn. What other country will do that?
Well,
for you?
can't give. It's no excuse here. When we look at 2025, if there's no license, they would know this company in 2025. If we're talking about 2016 and they shut down and stuff like that, it'll be different. But in 2025, it would have to be some existence of this company. It's fraud. as the heat is coming down on Ilhan Omar, she's still out there talking.
She got glasses
about
on
ice.
like she's a rapper.
I represent Minneapolis, which is currently under occupation. We do not exaggerate when we say we have schools where 2/3 of the students are afraid to go to school. We do not exaggerate when we say we have people who are afraid to go to the hospital because our hospitals have occupying paramilitary forces. We do not exaggerate when we say our restaurants are shutting down because there are not enough people to drive the employees to work and from work. We do not exaggerate when I say we have people who are housing other people because they are afraid to go home. And that is all happening in an American city. We have two neighbors, two of my constituents, who were shot by federal agents as cameras recorded. And their president maligned their name and told us not to believe our eyes. When we say it is time for Kristi Noem to go, we mean it now. Let's go. When we say there needs to be accountability for the architect of the terror we are facing in Minneapolis and so many other cities, which is Stephen Miller, we mean we need accountability for him now. Let's go. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining the call to get ICE out of our cities, for us to dismantle this department that is not just rogue, but unlawful.
All right, what did the federal judge say? The federal judge said it was lawful. So miss me with that, Ilhan. Oh man, the bald villain. She just got exposed
for stealing money.
Yeah, she went from like 12,000 to how much?
Couple million in assets.
Yeah, a couple million. And hey guys, we're gonna do a video on that. She actually, her husband, I think,
went to jail.
Yeah. Her story's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Everything that is wrong with our immigration problem. She came here under false pretenses. She engaged in immigration fraud. She has the audacity to crap all over the country that brought her in. And then she's engaged in fraud to enrich herself, going from being broke to claiming to be worth more than $30 million. So she not only needs to be in jail, she needs to be denaturalized and deported. Now, why isn't she? Because to expel a member of Congress requires 2/3 votes. And Democrats won't even expel someone who's been arrested for stealing $5 million from Florida. They simply care about nothing except power, which is why the other path we can take is prosecution. And I know that she's being investigated for the financial fraud, which seems pretty obvious.
Funding, they want to vote to defund ICE. This is just crazy. I mean, I don't understand. And it's been going on. We've been saying it. It's like a broken record at this time. We've been saying it over and over again. Every administration had ICE.
What year do we think ICE was invented?
It was 2003.
Really?
Yeah. 2003
I feel like it was
is
before
like
that.
part of the Patriot Act or something.
They're doing it all for votes, and we've been saying it over and over again, guys.
2003 under the Patriot Act after 9/11, I think.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, I think.
So ICE, an agency that's protecting citizens, should be defunded.
Part of Homeland Security.
But hey,
That's what it was, Homeland Security Act.
let's fund transgenders in other countries. These people have just lost their minds.
Sesame Street in other countries.
So we all know the 5-year-old story.
That it was cap.
Did they? So wait.
It was a lie.
It was.
No. What happened was, you know what happened?
Yeah.
His dad was getting detained.
His dad left him out in the cold. So they put him
I didn't know
in the
that.
warm.
Did not know that.
Yes. Like, what were they supposed to do? Leave the kid outside in the cold by himself
Here,
in Minnesota?
Here are Democrats, and here's Ilhan Omar, and having photo ops with a 5-year-old kid and his dad.
So you want to know something about this that really bothers me?
Propaganda.
All of a sudden, when a child's father commits a crime, and now the father runs from the law, and the child is abandoned because it's an illegal immigrant, everyone gives a fuck. But
happens in the hood every
when
day.
this happens in the hood, no one gives a shit. They actually
Quite
make
literally
fun
every
of,
day.
They actually make fun of black kids for this, but just because it's a human, it's a illegal immigrant kid, now everyone's a human rights activist.
You know why? Helps their narrative.
It's freaking
They
BS.
don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They only care about what helps their narrative.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a propaganda war. This pastor in Dallas, he went through all like the ICE. We should actually play it. Whistleblowers now confirm her campaign funneled a massive amount of money to her husband's firm, of course, while Somali-linked networks in Minneapolis ran one of the biggest COVID relief fraud schemes in history. Hundreds of millions stolen. You know, a lot of people ran frauds with the COVID. That was like prime time to do fraud.
People went to jail for that too.
She benefited and she covered for them.
Of course.
She did. Because we seen her at these businesses, the same businesses that people were exposing. She was out handing food at them.
But this happens always. People will pretend they will steal from the poor and pretend they're helping them.
What's gonna happen to Ilhan Omar? Something does have to happen. If we make an example out of anybody, it has to be Ilhan Omar.
Well, she got a life sentence.
I'm all right, that'd be crazy. But the people do get long sentences for fraud.
10. No, this is guy. Okay, this pastor, he's in Dallas. I listen to him a lot. He's good. Great pastor right here.
Heard of Josh Howerton?
Yeah, he's really, really good. He speaks the truth. Let's just listen to a little bit, a minute or two of what he says.
Now listen, I'm about to waterboard you with this. If you do not believe you're in the middle of a propaganda war, I love you and you can be as mad at me as you want. You're wrong. Okay? So listen, I'm going to rapid fire these. Here we go. Right here, number one. No, this is not a picture of an 8-year-old girl who died in ICE custody under the Trump administration's heartless dictatorship. It happened in 2023 as reported by the New York Times under the Biden administration. But now it's getting millions of views and being labeled as happening now. Number two, no, this is not a photo of a 5-year-old put in a cage because of the current administration calls people illegal. Nope. Snopes reports after millions of views, it was discovered that was a photo taken at a protest staged in front of Dallas City Hall. The parents brought the kid to the protest. He was in the cage for about 30 seconds and he cried because he couldn't figure out how to get out. Number three, no, this is not a video of ICE agents, quote unquote, drive-by macing people for no reason. That went mega viral. I watched the entire video myself. They were throwing things at law enforcement vehicles, and the guy maced the guy that was throwing things at law enforcement vehicles. Number four, no, this is not a picture of a woman whose hand was shot off by ICE agents firing rounds at mourners, as was claimed, and it got millions of views. Nope, she was rioting and obstructing law enforcement, and as you can see right here, she picked up a flashbang before it detonated and injured her own hand, blew part of it off.
Whoa.
Next one, no, this is not a picture of a 5-year-old boy arrested by ICE. As reported, the boy's father abandoned him while he was fleeing arrest. That is a picture of ICE agents following protocol and not leaving a 5-year-old alone in freezing weather out on the street.
Bombshell. I like that.
That's
guy.
a minute. I listen to this podcast all the time. He's a good guy.
It's right and it's wrong here. And we know which side is right and wrong. It's simple.
We do.
So simple.
It just sounds like a broken record at this point, and people have to be held accountable, point blank, period.
Facts.
Hopefully it happens. Let's just hope. People aren't keeping it real. Everybody has their agenda and their disparate. It's that's what it is.
That's why his caption.
That's the problem.
It is a propaganda war.
It's money, and everybody just wants votes and power. That's the problem. No bipartisanship. All right, guys, let us know what y'all think in the comments.